Hagrid's opening, Halloween Horror Nights tickets, Speculation Map 3.0, and more on episode 355 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. We are glad you are here to join us today, and we have a really good show for you. But again, I cannot do this by myself. So, joining me, I have Lee.
Hello, everyone.
I have Tracy.
Tracy's killing herself already over Hagrid's opening, and that's why I put it in there.
I had to slow down on that one.
You had to slow down on Hagrid's opening. Oh my God, what is going on?
It's too soon, guys. It's too soon.
Well, it really isn't.
And,
So is Hagrid's
how you guys
opening
been?
the new party's backyard?
Good. Might be.
Yeah.
Oh.
It might be.
I was fine until about 2 minutes ago.
There's a terrible meme going around, and I think that's what was going through Tracy's head at the time.
Oh, there's too much going through my head.
We should make that the cover art for this episode.
Yes, we should.
Oh, yeah. Do it.
Yes.
How are you, Chris?
Yes, good to have you back. At least we've got one of you back.
Yeah. Maybe we're the same person.
Oh,
Who knows?
Anybody seen them in a room together?
I haven't.
Not too bad.
Not yet.
No.
Yes, it was
Yes.
weird doing the show, just the two of us. The last 2 weeks, it was odd.
We had to talk to each other.
It was weird.
Well, I am back. Hopefully Darren will sometime show up. And until then, we'll get the show on the road.
Absolutely.
So, Tracy, can you start us off with some Producers Club birthdays?
I can. Right, we're going to start off with some belated ones because we're being told off. Thank you very much for that, Lee.
Sorry, it's my fault.
We know. We're going all the way back to February for the first one. Yeah. Sorry, Phil. So on February the 18th, it was Phil Lewis's birthday. Happy birthday, Phil.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then April 23rd, St. George's Day over here.
Oh.
Yes, it was Benny Batkay's birthday. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then on June the 1st, which thankfully isn't that far away,
No.
it's the February.
Far ago.
Whatever. Like, you're perfect. Anyway, June the 1st was Jeff Royd's birthday. So happy birthday for them.
Happy birthday. It was Jeff
Happy
that
birthday,
pulled us
Jeff.
up. Because he was like,
Yeah.
I was sitting, listening to the
I know.
podcast,
He was all
getting all
excited.
excited for my birthday wish, and wah.
He had his party hat and his streamers and
Like,
everything.
Oh,
And you let him down.
sorry.
To be fair, coming from the other side and you hear your birthday, it's kind of a special thing. So
I
Yeah.
know.
we're sorry about
I'm
that.
sorry. It was my
And by
fault.
we, I mean Lee,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
his fault.
It is my fault. It's
So-
entirely my fault.
So, let me get the current birthdays out the way. And if you've missed anybody,
I don't think so.
I'm going to beat him for you. I promise. Right. So, June the 12th, we have Heather Vale's birthday. Happy birthday, Heather.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And June the 13th,
Oh, Hagrid's opening day.
congratulations, Sam Naj. You share your birthday with Hagrid's
Perfect.
opening.
Someone love that as well. Happy birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
June
What
the
a
14th.
lucky guy.
June the 14th is Tyler Gallinana's birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And finally, on June the 19th, we have Jennifer Noble's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Lots
Cool.
of cake.
There
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So we have July coming up soon. And Lee, would you like to talk to us about some July, events or event?
As Chris has just said there, we are not far away from the annual We Kicked the Brits Out of the US celebrations. And Universal and Universal Orlando are getting in on the act. I don't think they've ever done 4th of July celebration. Not like this before, anyway. So, as any theme park can, they can drag a one-day celebration out over 3 days or more. So, from July 4th to July the 6th, Universal Studios Florida will feature special entertainment at the Music Plaza. In front of Rip Ride Rocket, DJ M Squared will be spinning top hits along with a live performance by the high energy band Radio. Anybody? Spelt with a Y? Radio?
No.
Nope. And they will be joined by Stilt Walkers and your favourite Universal characters and, well, not you, but you. Hungry but don't want to leave the action? Well, for this event only, you'll be able to get food and beverages delivered straight to the Music Plaza from Universal Studios Classic Monster Cafe.
Cool.
Your favourite summertime cravings will be available, including some stuff that we're not going to talk about because I'll leave that for Seth later. And more. So be sure to download the official Universal. I always want to say unofficial Universal at that point. The official Universal Orlando Resort app before you visit. But no matter how much fun you're having stuffing your face with mac and cheese or dancing your heart out with your favourite characters, the 4th of July really means one thing. Anybody?
No.
Family?
Pyrotechnics.
Oh, that was the first thing that came to mind, obviously.
So staying at the Music Plaza, you'll be right in the middle of the action as a breathtaking firework display with confetti cannons in the sky over that said Music Plaza, starting at 9 p.m. Oh, yeah, fire and confetti.
I'd just like to point out that pyrotechnics that you're in the middle of and the confetti's in the sky, they've got something wrong there. It's not Stranger Things. It's not the Upside Down. Just need to point that out. So Health and safety, folks.
That will start at 9 o'clock and will be followed by Universal Orlando's cinematic celebration at 9:45 in Central Park. So the festivities kick off at 5 o'clock, as I said, at the Music Plaza stage, and will continue until the park closes at 10. And access to the celebrations included in your admission to Universal Studios Florida, or if you've got a park-to-park ticket. So a breakdown of the set times. So the live music featuring radio, if you've heard of them, will be at 5, 6:15, and 8:15. DJ M Squared will be on at 6:15, 7:15, and 9 o'clock. The character dance party will take place from 6:15 till 10 o'clock. Those characters are going to be knackered. The firework displays at 9, and then Cinematic Spectacular will be over at Central Park at 9:45.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Chris, have you ever been in the parks for
4th of July?
Yeah, 4th of July.
Trying to think back. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe, but not any time in the past few years. So I couldn't honestly tell you like what they would do back then, if anything.
Probably not.
No. But this is cool. I mean, it's another free thing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Part of your ticket. And who doesn't like live music? So
yeah, and
exactly.
They don't. It's one of those things. They don't have to do it because people are going to be there. I would expect 4th of July at the parks to be heaving anyway. So it's not like it's not like they have to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Cool.
I'll take it. So, all right. Moving right along. We have a clip with Seth with Little Things.
Hi, this is Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides. I've been away for a few weeks on the mysterious planet of Batu, but I'm excited to be back and bringing you more little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. Okay, let's kick off this edition in Universal Studios Florida, where the Classic Monsters Cafe has gotten a major makeover and is now serving a brand new barbecue menu. You get to pick 2 or 3 meats, from ribs, brisket, chicken, or sausage, and then a couple of sides, such as Brussels sprouts or mac and cheese.
What's the deal with Brussels sprouts?
I ate there today and really enjoyed it. The brisket was a little bit on the dry side, but the sauce was good, flavors were excellent, and the sides were all first rate. I also tried the new lavender elixir drink that they serve, which is Sprite with blueberry boba. It was very refreshing, and I liked it a lot better than the fishy green ale boba drink that is served in Diagon Alley. Also in Universal Studios Florida, to celebrate the release of Secret Life of Pets 2 this week, Universal has a photo op themed after the new film in the Kids Zone area. And just outside the park, Voodoo Donuts is celebrating the movie with a new donut themed around the movie's lead character, Max. Let's hop over to Islands of Adventure, where the big news is the grand opening of Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, which will take place on June 13th. On June 13th, the parking garage will open at 6:30 a.m., and guests will be lining up to be the first official riders on the new attraction. I would have loved to give you a little preview of the ride itself, Unfortunately, while the construction walls are down, there have been no soft openings as of this recording. There will be a very small sneak preview for select guests on June 11th. However, the signups for that event filled up within seconds after they became available. If you are one of the lucky ones who got to go, please let us know how it was. Elsewhere in the Wizarding World, there is now a new locker policy over at the Forbidden Journey attraction. Loose articles still need to be put in a locker, just as they always have been. However, now only guests who are actively putting something in a locker will enter the attraction through the normal front gates. All standby guests who have already put their locker items away, as well as express and single riders, will actually enter the attraction through the forest to the left-hand side of the main gates. Standby guests will be directed straight to the greenhouse and will not get to go through the dungeons at all. Guests with express or single rider will now be routed towards the greenhouse and then into the dungeon, going the opposite way that they used to. And they will still see the potions classroom door and the Mirror of Ersed, which will no longer be available, at least for now, to standby guests. Now, I believe this whole new rerouting system is temporary until new lockers, which have been rumored for quite some time, are installed outside of the attraction. For the time being, the new routing might seem a little confusing to those who are used to the old system. However, it leads to a lot less congestion around the lockers themselves, which is an excellent improvement. Next door in Jurassic Park, construction for the upcoming roller coaster have caused the timeshare kiosk to be relocated from near the River Adventure entrance over to the side of the Discovery Center. I've also noticed a number of new Jurassic World branded items being sold in the River Adventure gift shop. These are likely duplicates of items that are going to be sold at Universal Studios Hollywood when their reimagined Jurassic World ride opens soon. And the Raptor Encounter attraction in Jurassic Park, which was also relocated not so long ago, is now finally displaying a wait time. So instead of simply telling you when the attraction is open, they will now tell you approximately how long you will wait to meet a raptor. Last but not least, a couple of food notes out in City Walk. The Big Fire restaurant has had its construction walls removed. There is training going on inside, and it looks like it could open any day now. But if you just can't wait, stop by the Coke kiosk in the middle of City Walk and check out the Voodoo Donut Burger that they are now serving. Yes, you heard right. A hamburger using Voodoo Donuts for buns.
Hell yes.
Okay, I'll be back in another couple weeks with more little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. Until then, I am Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides. You can follow me on Twitter at the UG Series.
So apparently that Voodoo Donut Burger's been there a while.
Okay.
But where are they serving it out of? Voodoo Donut?
No, it's, you know, the big Coke kiosk in the middle of City Walk?
All right. As you come in and it goes off.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
like
but where the split
junction,
off is.
like.
Yeah, it's just there. There's a vegan chicken sandwich.
Really?
There's the Voodoo Donut Burger. I posted a picture of it on our Instagram and Facebook yesterday. But apparently it's been there a while. Alicia said she saw it like sometime last month. And was it someone else mentioned they'd seen it there a while? But oh my God, it looks amazing. It's not like a donut cut in half. It's 2 whole donuts as buns.
Jeez.
Wow. With bacon and cheese and a burger, and it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm, it does.
Let me look at this. Ooh. It's kind of weird though, right? Because that spot doesn't have any grills or anything. So would they just bring in the burgers over?
Seth posted a picture on the UG Series Twitter, and that's what it looks like, because they're kind of wrapped in that silver sort of Five Guys foil.
All right.
So yeah, I assume they get made elsewhere and just brought over to there.
I mean, I'll give it a try. Just for science sake.
Absolutely.
Of course. Big Fire's looking awesome.
It's looking. We said the other night it looks quite high
It
end.
looks really cool. The I think it was Inside Universal posted a little video at the sign at night, and it looks like it's fire.
Yeah,
behind
I like
it.
that.
It looks awesome.
Is it
No, it's just like a lit sign.
Yeah. Oh, just ignore me. My brain's not working. Like little screens.
It looks nice. Yeah,
I
it looks
assume
nice.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't look it. I'm looking forward to
it looks
trying
really
it out.
good. That's going to be fun with a vegetarian.
We'll try it out in October when she's not with us.
Yeah.
But it does.
I mean, it's nice to have some other options there in City Walk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you can burn out the foods when you're staying there for a longer amount of time.
Yeah.
But like say we were watching, I think it was Tim Tracker's. Was it Tim Tracker? It might have been viewed from the cheap seats, and it looks like a high-end restaurant. It doesn't look like a cheap sort of burger joint, which I know it isn't, but it looks good. I like it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Definitely. And I was trying to understand the locker situation over there at the which ride was it? Forbidden Journey.
It makes sense to not send everyone in.
Well, they were doing that before, though. Like they were doing that in last time we were there. They were doing it for Escape from Gringotts.
Right.
So there was a lady standing right at the door, and only one person can go in there to go get the stuff, or actually just to put it in because you come in through the back to get your stuff.
Right.
So that was great. It looks like there's a long line to get in, but it actually goes really fast.
Yeah.
Until you get in there, and it's 1,000 times better than it was before because you have much less crowds in there, and you can get a locker. It's a lot easier. So I'm glad they did that there. I'm assuming they're doing that here, but I was still confused on what he was saying. So if you go in to do your bags, the rest of your party goes in a different way.
Oh, that's what it sounded like, didn't it? And you get routed through like kind of the express line, so you miss out on some of the queue.
But then, how do you meet up with your rest of your party? I feel like that would be kind of an issue, right?
Yeah.
Like people just skipping the lines.
Yeah, it does sound a bit odd.
Yeah. All right, cool. So moving on again, we have some shocking information for you guys.
Aha!
So I'm pretty sure, I mean, if you follow the news on there, a lot of people have seen it already, but according to a report in the Orlando Sentinel, recently, guests who visited Volcano Bay on Sunday, June 2nd, began feeling small shocks in attractions as early as 9:30 in the morning. In addition, the guests continued reporting feeling some small discomfort throughout the day, and some lifeguards also began feeling electrical pulses. None of the shocks resulted in any physical injuries. The park didn't close down until 6 p.m., though. So it's almost 9 hours after the first shock was felt.
Which is bizarre.
In an effort, very, very, especially with liability. I mean, come on. So in an effort to perhaps calm online rumors and reassure future guests looking to visit this summer, Universal put out this statement about the incident. We know there are questions about the issues we recently faced at Volcano Bay, and we want to answer those questions. On Sunday, several guests began telling us they felt shocks or other similar sensations while in the park. Some of our lifeguards also told us they felt something. That's okay.
I know this shouldn't be funny, but oh my God, in a water park, some of our lifeguards also told us that they felt something.
But from what I understand, they didn't leave their post because it's a sackable offence.
Oh my God.
So they had to stay in the water, getting shocked.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Got to go down with the ship. First, we began to take care for our guests and team members. Our medical staff asked each guest if they wanted to go to the hospital. All said no. A small number of our lifeguards asked to go to the hospital. Fortunately, they were quickly released and are fine. It took us some time to understand exactly where these shocks were occurring. As we identified specific areas, we quickly closed rides and other parts of those areas. We eventually closed the entire park out of an abundance of caution. We have worked with OUC, outside electrical contractors, and our own experts. And we now know the problem is specifically electrical. Really? That's shocking. We have spent the hours and days since Sunday testing and retesting our electrical system across the entire park. And we have made repairs and modifications to our electrical system. We believe this has resolved the issue. Some attractions within Volcano Bay remain closed while we continue testing, just to make sure everything is okay. We'll open them as soon as we can. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration has been on site today. We want the same thing they do, which is to make sure everyone is safe. And so we are working closely with them. We know it is disturbing to feel any level of shock in a water park.
Yeah.
We definitely understand and want you to know that the safety and trust of our guests and team members is vital to us. Everything we do is motivated by their safety, and that was the case on Sunday. We believe this problem is resolved and that our park is safe. Thank you, Universal. That doesn't read really well.
No, it reads terribly.
Let's just say that much. Yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, would you have just shut it down on the first shock?
Yeah.
I think they have to, don't they? They've got to take anything like that serious if you're getting electrical shocks in a water park.
What if you have a guest with a pacemaker?
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I'm glad nothing happened.
Yeah,
me too. That's the good part of this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, what was it, 9 hours?
Yeah, that's the crazy part, though. Waiting that long to close it down. I mean, you would, again, like I said earlier, with liabilities, I mean, electricity and water, just no. You just got to stop it at that point, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And if your staff are telling you as well, you know.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah. I'm struggling to verbalize what's actually in my head.
You know, I'll put it down to Universal have never had a water park before.
Yeah.
It's not something they're used to dealing with, and it's all a learning curve, and hopefully they'll learn from this. But, yeah.
Yeah. Do we know if all these sections are back opened again since that incident? Or
as far as I'm aware, yeah.
Well, Universal, less shocking, please.
Yeah.
So we are going to take a quick break to hear from Mouse and Muggle.
If you guys are ready to go to Halloween Horror Nights or just a wonderful trip at Universal or anywhere, your team at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company would love to help you. So just send us an email to info@mouseandmuggle.com and we'd be glad to help you go anywhere.
Welcome back. So here's what you've all been looking forward to. Tracy, could you tell us about Hagrid's opening?
Well, I'll try and
keep a straight face.
Okay, yes. So, as Seth told us earlier, we are just days away from the grand opening of Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. Right. Got through that bit. That's fine. Okay. So Sunday saw team member previews and the reviews are being glowing. Absolutely.
They really have. Chris, have you seen any of the reviews going around on Twitter?
So I think I saw like one there. I'm honestly trying to avoid, like I haven't seen a lot of the pictures and things like that because I kind of want to experience it all.
Yeah.
That's the kind of like way I do it. So I just want to go and see it for like from a first time perspective.
Yeah.
But I have seen some of the pictures. I think I read one thing somewhere. I haven't heard anything bad yet. So
no, they've all been stellar.
Yeah, they really have.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
So we have a review from a friend of the show that we haven't heard from in a long time.
There will be listeners who don't even know who this is.
I know. So let's hear from him.
Hello, this is the Popcorn Doctor, and I am here with my thoughts on Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure. I recently had the chance to experience the queue and ride the attraction, and I just want to say first off, hands down, this is one of the most excellent attractions. In many ways, it reminds me of Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey in that if you're a Harry Potter fan, you're absolutely gonna love it. But even if you're not a fan, you're just gonna appreciate and be thrilled by what a great ride this is. I would say as far as the thrill factor goes, while this doesn't necessarily go to the heights of, say, Incredible Hulk Coaster or Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, this is definitely a much more intense experience than Revenge of the Mummy, at least in my opinion. I will keep this review as spoiler-free as possible, just so that everyone can enjoy it on their own terms, and definitely, again, I think you all will enjoy it. The queue is definitely more intimate than the queues for Forbidden Journey and Escape from Gringotts. However, there are rooms that have so much detail and so much creature mythology, either written or displayed or as hidden Easter eggs and whatnot, all about creatures that you'll see on the ride, creatures you may not see on the ride but have been either mentioned or seen in the books or movies, and maybe one or two from Fantastic Beasts. In case you are wondering, in the queue there may or may not be a reference to a certain former dragon-themed roller coaster. Maybe, maybe not. That may be something you would have to see for yourself if it's there. As far as the ride itself, again, I'm not going to spoil it, but again, this is just simply put such a great experience. And what's really cool is that despite the things you may know or may not know about the details of the ride, it still all comes together in such a great, thrilling way that, again, it's just a great time. One thing I will say as a personal experience, when I rode this during the last hour of dusk before nightfall sort of came and made Hogsmeade completely black and dark. So the conditions that I rode it in, because it was the last hour of dusk, the outdoor segments were so kind of bathed in this dark blue color hue. It had also been raining for most of the day. And so when I was actually on the attraction, there was still the lightest of rain going on, which sounds like kind of a dreary experience for any type of outdoor thrill ride. However, because this is a attraction that takes place in the Forbidden Forest, this really honestly was probably the most perfect environment and scenario for me to experience it. You know, something that unfortunately I probably won't be able to replicate any other times I ride. But even if I don't have that same type of experience, I'm going to have just a great time, as all of you are going to have. I can't wait to hear your thoughts when you come ride this in October during the Weekender. So this is the Popcorn Doctor saying, see you later.
It sounds awesome.
Wow. Yeah, it does.
So excited.
I cannot wait. Like, it's something that occurred to me there when he was talking about doing it at that last hour of dusk. I wonder if the headlight comes on in the front car and like the motorbike at the front.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Probably, right? Because I mean, they have lights on the Hulk ride, and that's not even a vehicle.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I hope so.
I would see them definitely doing that.
Because I can imagine that ride at that late hour would be completely different than it would be during the day.
Oh, aye.
Yeah. I think they should put some like misters there to also simulate a little bit of rain.
Yeah.
To make it gloomy like that.
Universal, if you're listening, apparently that's the best way to ride it, with a little bit of drizzle. So make it happen. Just set the sprinklers off.
A little bit of drizzle on Hagrid's opening, and that's it. It's going to be a great ride.
But I know, I'm trying to ignore it, honestly. So some of the reviews that I've seen kicking around, I think there was Alicia retweeted sort of saying that it feels a lot faster than people were expecting it to be. The launches are, I think someone said the launches are legit.
Uh-huh. But don't forget, we know from Velocity
but it's not that type.
No, but you're in a different position to what you used to. Also, the sidecar's lower, and we all know that being lower to the ground makes you feel like you're going faster as well.
So yeah, you're going to feel faster in that sidecar than you are on the bike.
I would imagine so.
I remember, if you guys remember when we first talked about this, or when they announced their first like press release on it, we had discussed and kind of went back and forth on kind of how intense this ride would be, because I think it said something like, you know, a family friendly ride or something like that. So we were kind of worried about it being more of like just a docile ride that, you know, that everybody can go on. But from what, you know, I've been hearing and everything, it really makes it seem like it's a little more thrilling than I thought it was going to be. Plus, with the amount of theming they have in there, I mean, it's an awesome combination, I think.
I'm very excited about this.
It is. I think putting you in the Forbidden Forest, sort of zooming through those trees, is going to make it feel a lot faster than it is as well. You're obviously, you know, it is pretty quick. I think it's like 50 miles an hour or something. But getting in and amongst trees and stuff with them whizzing by is definitely going to give it. It's going to have a feeling of more speed than it is.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't wait. I really can't.
Especially if you ride it at dusk as well, you're going to feel like you're going faster.
It's slightly dark where you can't see as much coming towards you as you normally would. Oh.
Yeah. And what do you guys think about the decision to make that part of the virtual queue?
Now, the interesting thing is, I don't know whether it is, because I actually tweeted Universal the other day and asked, is the virtual queue a permanent thing? And will the ride open with Express? And they replied saying, they said, hi, it will not have Express Pass queues when it opens, and we do not have that information available at this time. That was, will it have Express, and will the virtual queue be permanent? So,
we'll see.
So they don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they make it permanent.
Having not used it yet, I don't know how it works.
My jury is out.
So, yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I've done it for Jimmy Fallon when that first opened.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is after, because I mean, obviously the craziness to go on a new ride dies down. I don't think I ever had to do it for Fast and the Furious, unfortunately, because didn't have a long wait every time I went there.
No. I think Fallon's a different experience, though, isn't it? Because it's set up for people to still be in the attraction while they're waiting for their time.
that queue is completely different, and you're right, because you're going from one area to another, but they're trying to give you like, oh, look, watch this. Here's some activities. Do this. It'll be interesting to see if they make this part of the virtual queue permanently. I mean, if they've been kind of testing virtual queue on the last 2 new rides have been virtual queue. So does it make sense to keep on doing that and then convert everything to that eventually? That we'll see that in the future. Who knows?
It's a weird thing, because if they make everything virtual queue, does that negate the point of having Express Pass? Not entirely, but you know what I mean? If you can go on and book, unless they do, you can only book 3 at a time, or I don't know how it works.
No, because, I mean, you can do that, right? But with the Express Pass, let me see. I'm almost sure with Express Pass, you're still skipping more than you would with the virtual line. Maybe not on Fallon, because that is part of the experience, that kind of waiting in the rooms, but maybe on Fast and Furious. I couldn't comment on that. Maybe somebody else has done it, and you can let us know. But I feel like with Express, you'll still go down like a different line altogether. Yeah. And skip whatever line, right? So even if they were to start introducing that virtual line, maybe on their most popular attractions, so that it doesn't get, insane. Nobody wants to wait 3 hours in a line. I'd rather, be told, hey, you can come back a few hours from now and then only wait 30 minutes. Something like that is a lot more, attractive to me. And then again, me not waiting 3 hours in a line means I'm going to be somewhere else buying food, spending money, doing something.
There is that, but if you take Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure as your sort of guideline, if you make that a virtual line thing that people can book in advance, are you going to end up with a flight of passage type situation where even trying to get it as a virtual pass, you can't get on it? Like, they're just gone.
Well, the difference between that is, and the way the virtual pass works for Universal, right? With Disney, and I haven't done it in a long time, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Disney, you can book that out, 90 days, 120 days out?
60 if you're staying on site, and 30 if you're not, I think.
Okay. Virtual line can only be done when you are in the park.
All right. Oh, well, that's good then.
That's good.
And they had to fix it.
Isn't it?
Yeah, they had to fix it before too, because you used to be able to do it not even in the park yet. Like, you can be in the parking lot. So they had like kind of the location-based thing, knows where you are. Right. So it'll allow you or not allow you to do it. So I know back then the trick was, hey, once you get up into the garage area, you can already book your virtual pass.
Yeah.
I think they fixed that so that you have to be very close to the ride in order to book it online.
Right.
So again, those are little things that kind of help the whole process along. Yeah. And that's why I'm kind of, interested to see if they make that decision for this ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want the addendums? Yeah. Who are the addendums from? From the
Popcorn Doctor. And he said the podcast doctor there. That's not what he's called.
No. So, he's also said, I believe people who think Universal have been too screen dependent or have been positive about the last few attractions will have their fears quelled. That's good. There's a small interactive element of the ride vehicle. If you don't interact with it, it's no big deal and you're not missing anything huge. It's just a nice detail that theme park nerds can know about.
I know what it is, so do I. But I'm not going to say what it is because Chris doesn't want to know.
Shh, please.
Do you want to know, Chris?
Okay, go ahead.
It's a button.
You get to play with Hagrid's
I'm
button.
not sure whether it's on the motorbike or whether it's in the sidecar.
Do you thumb it?
But apparently at the opening scene, behave
Don't use
yourself.
that word again.
The Hagrid animatronic tells you to press the button and you press the button and off you go, I assume.
Do you get 100,000 points for hitting the button?
Maybe.
No? Okay.
So it's not
That's
really
cool.
interactive, but it's just a cool little thing for people to play along with.
Now, Universal have released these tips to maximise your day if you're thinking of heading down to Islands of Adventure for the day of opening. Brave if you do.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah. Islands of Adventure may open earlier than scheduled, so you can begin queuing for the new experience. They'll have dedicated team members stationed throughout the line to assist you and answer any questions you have. They are saying, be sure to have your camera ready. You never know who you might see.
So the Weasley twins, because they're always
they're
there.
always. I think they live there. Now, are we going to see Robbie Coltrane?
Don't know, because he came out for a celebration of Harry Potter a couple of years ago. He was supposed to, didn't he? He was taken ill.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm pretty sure he'd be recovered by now.
I think you would
This
expect
is his
him.
ride.
I think you would expect
Yeah.
him to be there.
Now, the virtual line, beginning June, as we've been talking about, beginning June 14th, there may be times when our team members ask you to join the virtual line on the official Universal Orlando Resort app to experience this ride. Now, that'll allow you, obviously, as we've been saying, time to enjoy other attractions or food or whatever you want to do in the park until it's time to join your queue.
So basically, they don't know at the moment, and they're hedging the bet that it is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And then when it is crazy, they'll add that in. If it's not, then they won't.
It's going to be crazy. Let's face it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
The line's going to be out City Walk for this.
Is it hell?
It is.
No, it won't.
It is.
No, it won't.
Well, before they open the gates and let them in, it will
I don't
be.
think it'll
I
be
think
that
it will
busy.
be. Do you want me to go through how virtual queue works?
Just do it quick, because I don't know how it works, I'll be honest.
Step 1, download the app. Simple. Step 2, once you're in Islands of Adventure, open the app. Always helps. Tap the icon for Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, and then select how many people are in your party. Select a return time to join the queue. You have to be in the park in order to secure your return
There you
time.
go then, Chris.
There you go. Step 3, enjoy everything else until your return time arrives. Step 4, when your return time arrives, head to the designated attraction entrance where you'll wait for your ride. The remainder of your wait time will be posted at the entrance when you arrive, and all you have to do is scan your virtual line pass on your mobile, and then you're ready to join the queue. So
Okay.
Robin and Michelle will be there. So if you see them, say hi, and we're going to hear their reaction in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know.
Crazy. I know there's a few producers joining them as well, I
Yeah.
think. So
Now, Michelle told me they may have custom T-shirts that say, I'm only here to ride Hagrid.
yeah, she's hoping to have
Yes.
them ready in time.
If not, they will have their name badges on. But for now, if you're heading down, be nice and enjoy. And why does it have to be nice?
Because it's going to be mental.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd be
Yeah,
good
that'd be nice.
if they could, and maybe any of the producers going out there, maybe do some live video for the Facebook page.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be cool.
Yep. So yes, if you are going, let us know your thoughts on the latest addition to the parks. And you can tweet us at UUO Podcast, or you can email us at podcast@uuopodcast.com, or the Facebook pages. You know where we are.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah,
Oh,
I
my.
can't wait. I cannot wait.
Not long now.
Michelle keeps saying, you have to wait till the weekend to ride Hagrid for the first time. That sounds wrong. I can't say it. To ride that ride for the first time, and I'm like, we arrive Wednesday, the weekend doesn't start till Friday night. Hell no, am I waiting that long to ride this?
It's bad enough we have to wait for Fast and Furious.
That's why I want express pass for it, so we can ride the absolute living out of it before the weekend.
Yes.
Well, you got to see if they follow suit like the previous Harry Potter rides. How long did they wait to add Express to them?
It was
Like
a
year?
long
It
time.
was,
It
yeah.
was a long time for Forbidden Journey, like years. It opened in, 2010? It didn't have it in 2013. I'm pretty sure it didn't have it in 2015 either.
Yeah.
So it was a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe they'll switch things up this year. Who knows? Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think they'll test out the virtual line first. That seems to be what they're pushing everyone towards, and then see how that goes.
Yeah.
But,
cool.
I'm excited. I am genuinely. I can't wait. You know me. I'm a Harry Potter fan, and it just.
Oh yes.
A coaster that, fingers crossed, won't make me ill because it doesn't go upside down. So. Can't wait.
Should be fine.
Well, soon enough, you will be there.
Yes.
And speaking of soon enough, Halloween Horror Nights is also coming up soon enough. And we have some information on the tickets. So Universal has told us that the 80s is back for Halloween Horror Nights 29 and have now released all their tickets for this year's event. Single night tickets starting out at $66.99 without express. Getting into multi-night tickets.
Prepare yourselves, everyone. Guard your wallets.
Yeah. The Rush of Fear, which covers all nights from September 6th to September 29th, is $109.99.
Which is a hell of a ticket, by the way.
That's the one I would get all the time.
It's
unreal.
A great ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the first, especially now that it started earlier, like literally starts virtually the beginning of September.
Yep.
You got virtually a whole month of Halloween Horror Nights for $110.
And plus, it's also like, I mean, there's no real off season, but it's kind of the offer season for Halloween Horror Nights. That's kind of why I like to go in September. And then for $334.99, you can get those with Express. Next up are the Frequent Fear Passes, which cover 25 nights of the event, which is most of September and most of October, but it excludes Friday and Saturdays in October. And that one goes for $119.99 and $374.99 with Express.
Again, if you're not bothered about Express, $120 for 25 nights of Halloween Horror Nights is unreal.
Yeah.
If you went to every night, it's costing you less than $10 a night.
No, it's crazy, isn't it?
And honestly, if I lived in Orlando, that'd be the one I would get,
Yeah.
right? Because, I mean, I don't have to go on Saturdays or Fridays. I'd probably go on Sundays or the weekdays.
Yeah.
Then you can jump up from there. So if you do want to go in on the Fridays, you can get the Frequent Fear Plus, and that will cover 34 nights of the event. And like I said, it adds in Fridays. And those go for $139.99 or $459.99 with Express. So starting to get a little heavy, a little hot and heavy here.
We'll wait for it.
Yeah. Finally, if you want to go every night of Halloween Horror Nights 29, then you will need the Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass. And that will set you back $259.99 or $679.99 with Express.
Wow.
Yes. These prices I've told you are exclusive of tax. And don't forget, there will also be Florida resident deals, pass holder discounts, UK only tickets, and probably Coke discounts as usual. Single night express starts at $89.99 and goes up to $159.99 depending on the night. Obviously, busier, closer to Halloween, there's your more expensive ones.
Well, it's like for anybody coming out to the weekend, because obviously as soon as these tickets were made available, I was sat in front of my laptop going through, I've already told Tracy and Chris this, going through every permutation that I could find to cover the 4 nights that we want to do Halloween Horror Nights in October, to try and find the most, well, not necessarily the cheapest, but the best way to do it. We're doing
cost effective.
We're doing an RIP tour one night. Obviously, the weekender event is the Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And as Chris has just said there's only one ticket that covers that Saturday night, and that's the ultimate ticket. And there's no way I'm dropping $260 for that.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting the Frequent Fear Plus, which obviously doesn't cover the Saturday night. So then I had to buy a separate single night ticket with Express. The Express pass for that night cost more than the ticket to get in.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And I understand.
So, this is weird though. I should know these prices, and here's me going, wow, surprise. let him get on with it.
The thing is, like, if Darren was here, he'd say the same. We know that Saturdays have always been the busiest time, and that's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to price out Saturday nights because they know most people won't buy the ultimate ticket.
Yeah.
And if they see that the cost of an express pass is $140 and then it's like $100 to get in, people are going to, whoa, hang on, I'll go during the week. So they're trying to spread the crowds out more. So I do get it. But wow.
Yeah. It's like, what is something worth?
Yeah.
As much as someone's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So
And
if they see a decline in that, then, we'll see what happens with ticket prices.
And as I said, as far as, we're doing an RIP tour. So I was on Google Hangouts with Michelle when she rang up to book ours. I found the email from when we booked it in 2015, and it was $1,489 and some odd cents with tax on top. Worked out about $1,500, and that's for 10 people. This year, the same for 10 people. It was $3,080 something for the same thing. I was like, oh, that's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like doubled in 4 years.
Yeah.
Because I told Michelle we paid $1,500. She was like, no, that can't be right. And I was like, there's the email. And that's how much it was. It's crazy. But they are worth their weight in gold. Chris, once you have done an RIP tour, you will realise that it's like, I can't do Halloween Horror Nights any other way now.
You guys are gonna mess me up with this one.
Sorry.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, it's really bad. Like $1,500, it works out $150 each, and it's nothing. I know you've got to pay for your ticket in on top of that as well, which makes it is expensive. It's not even.
But I mean, it's basically like paying for Express right now.
Well, it's
better than Express.
And being private.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, cost-wise, right? Express for that night would have been $160 anyways.
Yeah.
And now you have a private tour that takes you to the front and all that.
And you cherry pick what you want to do.
Yeah, it's entirely up to you. If you as a group go, there's 2 or 3 houses that you're like, do you know what? They're cack. Let's not bother. Mm-hmm. We just want to concentrate on those 7. And the tour guide will say to you, do you want to know any backstory of the houses? And it's up to you. It's cool to get that information. But if you're like, I'm here to get through those houses as many times as I can, you go, no, just take us. And it's front of the line, front of the line, front of the line, front of the line. Like no express, no waiting behind a few people. You literally get walked to the front of that line.
You get daggers.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
That was honestly one of the best nights I've ever had in my life.
Phenomenal. It was phenomenal, and that's the problem, though. It does spoil you for an event because, like, once you've done that, it's like I can't go back to standing in 3-hour lines.
Yeah,
but it will be interesting to see with all those tickets and that now to see whether it does have an effect on the crowds this year.
Mm.
Yeah,
guess we'll find out.
Yeah, because like I said, normally I would get the Rush of Fear pass. Obviously, it's not covering this weekend that the weekenders going on. And then I was trying to jump on that buy one, get one special they had, but then that was not inclusive of Fridays or Saturdays, and it just wouldn't work out. I mean, I'd buy it. I would have an extra night that I would not use. So there was no point. I was going to wait and see, what comes out of all this. So might end up just having to buy a couple single nights.
My fingers are crossed that because of all of this, that Fridays and Saturdays might end up being the quieter nights this year.
Oh, you've done it now.
I think that's what they're trying to do. Whether it works or not is a different matter. But I think a lot of people might look at that who aren't necessarily locals and going for a lot of nights, or might just be on vacation for a week, won't necessarily want to pull the trigger on, say, a 2-night ticket for a Friday and a Saturday when you can buy one of the multi-pass tickets and go 3 or 4 times during the week. I still find it crazy that I'm having to buy a ticket that covers, 29 nights of the event so I can do 4 nights, because that is the cheapest way to do it.
Yeah.
Like we've got 2 choices of ticket. I think the buy one, get one still available over here, and then the frequent flyer. That's our only options.
Mm.
And it's about the same price as the frequent flyer plus in the US. So we're not getting decent tickets over here anymore either, like we used to.
No, we're not.
No.
Because when we came over last time, we bought, it was 2-week park tickets, including Halloween Horror Nights. So you got 14 days Universal and Islands of Adventure, plus Halloween Horror Nights, any nights that fell within that 14-day period, but excluding Saturday nights. So if you went for 2 weeks, we could have hit something like 8 or 9 nights And it would have cost you, I think I worked it out, it would have cost us something like $8 a night if we'd have been able to go, if we'd have gone to every night of Halloween Horror Nights that we could have gone to using those tickets.
Wow.
So they've really scaled back on not just the US tickets, but the UK ones as well. So they're really wanting to, I think, kind of like you said, Chris, what can they charge? I think they're trying to push it as far as they can to see if there is a drop-off.
Absolutely. And there is. I mean, there's always a wall that you're going to hit. I just think they haven't seen it yet.
No. Yeah, I mean,
every year is just crazier and crazier.
This is the beauty of being in the know, because the amount of people you see lined up outside of the park waiting to get in, it's like, really, if you stay and scream's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I do never ever want to be queuing at the entrance to that park to get in.
No.
Ever.
No.
Because it's crazy. What amazes me is, I know when we went last time, the amount of people you see going into the event at like 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Which I kind of find weird. If you're going to go and you're paying however much it is for a ticket, even if you've got one of the multi-night ones, you want to be there early doors. And late are the times to go. But I don't know. I am excited anyway. I can't wait.
Yeah. And I think you have some updated information for us on the speculation map.
Yep. Horror Nights Nightmares have posted their speculation map version 3.0.
Okay.
Obviously, at this point, we've got Stranger Things is a definite now. Universal Monsters is a definite. Nightingale's Blood Pit is a definite. Depths of Fear is a definite. So everything that was on their initial speculation map has come to fruition. It looks like, I think it was Inside Universal or someone has been posting pictures of a orange and yellow tent type structure getting built out in Universal Studios Hollywood. So everyone's expecting Killer Clowns to get announced shortly. But this speculation map includes scare zones.
Okay.
So let's go through these because none of these make any sense to me. But anyway, the first one located at Production Central is titled Anarch-Ade. So ANARCH-ADE. Anybody, any ideas what the hell that might be?
Not
An
a clue.
arcade. I mean,
Is it a play on arcade? Like, because we know they've said that it's the 80s.
Maybe.
Actually, that would be quite
yeah.
cool.
that would be kind of cool, yeah. Having like an anarchy style riot mob or something like that mixed with arcades. I don't know.
I've been looking at this speculation map for weeks, and that's the first time I've actually looked at an arcade and gone, I bet that's what it is.
So we're going to have gaming characters come to life on the streets.
That
so
would
much
be
like
cool.
Street
Like
Fighter and
Dragon's Lair and
Yeah.
stuff. That would be cool.
Snake.
Like Pac-Man. It'd be like Pixels.
Oh, so you need a snake, right? But if it comes and gets on you, you have to join the conga line.
That would be cool. He just out whack up. Tetris blocks wandering around. I can't.
Wasn't that there was that movie with
Pixels.
Was it?
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about? The one with Adam Sandler in?
Is it Adam Sandler? I mean, such a long time ago. Yeah, right. And it had the bigger guy.
Josh Gad.
Yes.
Yeah, and Kevin James.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's fun. Like I say, I've looked at that and thought, oh, the hell, Anarch. Oh yeah, and then right. So, the next one up, which would be in New York, is titled Zombieland.
Oh, well.
Well, apparently
What
there's a
could
new
that
film
be?
coming out.
Apparently so.
I didn't know that.
So, okay. Roaming Horde.
Yeah, it's a weird one because the Zombieland is it doesn't lend itself necessarily to a scare zone, like nothing specific. It's been a long time since we've watched it, actually. Unless it's
I'm
going to be
looking
based
forward to
on the new one.
that new movie as well.
Do you know anything about it, Chris?
I know a little bit. So a buddy of mine sent me something on it. They are obviously making the second one now for it. Apparently, so the first one did pretty well. I thought it was a pretty awesome movie. And when I had read about it, it was actually supposed to be a series. So the guys wrote out 10 episodes for the series. They shopped it around to all the different studios out there and try to get it on. I think they even tried Netflix or something like that. Couldn't get it made into a series. Finally got reached out and decided to make a movie out of it. And if I remember correctly, they said that the movie you see is basically just the first episode and a good portion of the second episode.
Wow.
And that they have enough content to make, if they do it like that style, they have enough content to make 5-6 movies, because it was supposed to be, they already wrote out 10 episodes.
Wow.
So if it's anything like the first one, it should be pretty cool.
Is it the same people, do you know?
For the new one?
Yeah. Is it Jesse Eisenberg and... Oh, and I love the title. I've just got it up on Wikipedia. It's called Zombieland Double Tap.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
Yep. All the same people.
Yep. Cool.
I'm in.
I'm definitely in.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Yep.
I wonder if Bill Murray's in that one too. Okay, cool.
Right, so the next one, which will be kind of where Killer Clowns was last year, is, this one's weird because, again, for me, I don't know an awful lot of his stuff, but they've got it down as the music and films of Rob Zombie.
That one's kind of weird.
It's obviously metal and gore. I said, I literally have not seen a single Rob Zombie film.
We need to sort that out.
We will when things get announced. That means nothing to me, really.
No.
Moving on, let's go Central Park. And that one they have down as entitled Vikings.
Ooh.
Which I think could work quite well there, actually.
Yeah.
Something they've never done before.
So, as long as there's no raping and pillaging going on.
I don't know. It is a horror event.
Sign a waiver.
That's rather horrific. I like Vikings.
I don't see what there's not a lot of differentiation between, is that even a word? Between the characters. You've just got Vikings look like Vikings. Because normally that area, they have a lot of stilt walkers and stuff, don't they? I don't see how you could do that as far as Vikings.
You think they would do like a twist on Vikings, like
zombie Vikings?
Undead Vikings, yeah, something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe Vikings that have gone down with the ship.
Yeah.
Hopefully not Vikings that are on the way to Valhalla, because they'll be on fire.
I suppose it could, a little bit sort of Dead Man's Wharf from a few years ago, and sort of mixed in with it, yeah.
Interesting.
And then the final one in Hollywood is titled Plastic Surgery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's going to be quite grotesque if done well.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of the, I think, Child's Play from last year.
Yeah.
The year before. Where they had the guy kind of like just doing surgery on somebody right there.
Oh, that was cool. That live operation game was awesome. Yeah, I love it when they do stuff like that. So there, scare zones are always an awkward one, aren't they? Because I think unless you get in there, you're never going to be overexcited about something. But they seem interesting enough that they've sort of sparked my interest. Because we're probably going to spend a lot more time in the scare zones this time around than we normally
I would imagine so.
But yeah, and they, Horror Nights Nightmares seem to be on the button with everything. They had Depths of Fear on, and that was what it ended up being called. So they always seem to be on the nose. So I would expect at least 90% of what they've got down on that map to come to fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully a name change for that Rob Zombie one, because that just doesn't go well.
No. They don't usually go with something that sort of, it's quite generic.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird.
Because that's what, I looked at Depths of Fear when we did the original one for this, talking about the houses, and Depths of Fear didn't feel like a house title. It felt like a placeholder, and it ended up being true. But yeah, the music and films of Rob Zombie's a little odd. But I don't know what else you could call it. That's the problem. We shall see. But they need to hurry up, because we are
What we worked out,
August,
didn't we?
September. 3 months away from the start of Halloween Horror Nights. Less than 3 months at this point.
Yeah.
And we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses to announce, and all the scare zones and the show, which everyone's assuming is Academy of Villains, but I hope it is.
They
we
posted
haven't
up
seen
recently that they some practicing for the new year already.
Oh, I don't know.
I could have sworn. I got to go back and check on Instagram because I follow a couple of the guys that do the dancing for that show, and I think one of them posted up something recently, like preparing for it. So I'll see.
Cool.
Send it over to you if I find
I
it.
hope it is. Yeah. Even if it's just for this year, with Jersey and I just not having seen them, it'd be nice to see them at least once.
Yeah.
They're fun. They bring good energy to the show, and I personally like the year before is better than last year's, but it was still enjoyable. So
Cool.
yeah, so that I think is going to wrap up the show for us this week.
Yep.
Now, don't forget, UUOP, the Weekender tickets are still available. So head over to uuoptheweekender.eventbrite.com to get yours if you haven't done that already. And
we want to see you all.
Oh, we want to see everybody out there. We want to be bombarded. Yeah. And for a little twist, we're going to end with our first Universal Is from Benny Batke. Now, if you want to be involved, just send us your answer to Universal Is in 3 words or less to podcast@uuopodcast.com. So, Benny's said, Universal is better than Disney.
Woohoo!
See you next time, guys.
Cut, print, that's a wrap for another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.